I have no issue with any 49er fan being like, we should win the Super Bowl this year. We want to win the Super Bowl this year. Kyle Shanahan better win the Super Bowl this year. However you want to say it and however you want to feel, go ahead. Rock out with your Brock out. I'm not worried about that. I just look at it and go, for my taste, there's a collective that I don't really love right now, which is it is September 7th. We've got a game this weekend between the 49ers and the Steelers, and there's way too much talk about the NFC title game. And I think that there is something with this fan base where it's in the back of our minds because they've been there 2 years in a row, because both times when they went, something just awfully disappointing took place. Whether it would be a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter and a Jaquiski Tartt dropped pick, or a game that we thought was going to be the game of the century ruined by an injury to the quarterback, if not quarterbacks. And so that has made a lot of us think, well, let's get back there again and restart this conversation. Like, wow, what a way to start the year, where many of you think everything that's going to happen between now and late January is either a given or not really worth your fierce energy.
See, I don't think that's the way people are thinking about it. And, the team itself has a motto, Quest for Six. And they're not talking about 6 wins. They're not talking about 6 points in the opener. They're talking about a 6th Super Bowl championship, a 6th Lombardi. So the team has put that out there as its goal, and so the fans are mirroring that. And you look at this team, and they very well should be playing into mid to late January, and darn it, they should be playing in February, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that you're not going to lock in on Sunday, and it doesn't mean you're not taking Pittsburgh seriously, and it doesn't mean that you won't look at the Ram game and think, well, this is a big game because it's one of 17. Yes, they should beat the Rams twice. They should beat Arizona twice. They should beat, 3 or 4 other teams in their schedule that aren't very good. We know those are things in the week and in the moment. You'll have that expectation, but I don't think any fan is looking at it like, wake me in the end of January when something actually matters.
I'll say it this way. Earlier in the show, you likened it to a vacation. And you said, we've got a destination.
Yeah.
We leave, and sure, there are stops along the way. But the destination, in this particular case, actually is
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, a great vacation spot. So that's the destination, and that's the way people are looking at it. I feel like people are looking at the vacation like this. Imagine the last time you did go on vacation.
It's been a while.
And before it even started, you've already decided how it's going to go. You've already decided if you're going to have a good time. You've already decided which parts you're not going to like, which parts you are going to like. You know exactly how much you're going to spend. You know which activities are going to go well, which activities are not going to go well. I guess my point is that vacation you're going to go on, how about if you experience it? How about if you go and, I don't know, sleep in one day? I don't know, wake up and decide, you know what, we were going to go floating on the river, but instead, I think we'd like to go rent some wave runners or whatever. That's what I feel like too many people are doing. And I say it this way because it feels like there's an ultimatum that's wrapped up in this. It really does.
Oh, it's an expectation. It's not an ultimatum because it's not Super Bowl or else. It's Super Bowl or bust.
It is for a lot of people, not you.
Right.
It is for a lot of people.
That, I think, is the lunatic fringe. If you put out a poll among 49ers fans and asked if you just said, if the Niners don't win the Super Bowl, what should happen? Kyle Shanahan gets fired, Kyle Shanahan keeps his job. I would say it'd be 80-20 that he keeps his job among fans.
Granny, you want to throw that up on YouTube? Throw that up on YouTube. If the 49ers don't, you want to say win or make the Super Bowl?
You could say make.
Okay, if the 49ers don't make the Super Bowl, what should that mean for Kyle Shanahan? Let's see, and I know that this is just our YouTube audience, But let's see what everyone says. And by the way, you can weigh in on that as well at 888-957-9570, and I'll give you my answer now. It's almost like to me, I get where you're coming from, and this is just
it's really a non-question.
It's a non-question.
And I'm going to echo M. Patel on the YouTube feed, powered by First NorCal Credit Union. He says Kyle can finish 7-10, and Kyle still keeps his job. I agree with him.
I agree.
Now, if they go 7-10 and you don't have major injuries, it's a major disappointment. And Kyle, he doesn't go on the hot seat, but like in my car, I have two different settings on my seat warmer. There's the low warmer and there's the high warmer. His seat warmer gets switched on to low. If they go 7-10, the seat warmer is on. It's not a hot seat, but the seat is on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Glenn Fry.
Good job.
At 7-10 with no injuries, that becomes a real problem.
It's kind of a 7-10 with no injuries.
No real injuries.
No, what I was going to say is...
the kicker.
That's not even possible. The roster's too good to go 7-10 with no significant injuries. It's not even possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're saying that's impossible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think you're wrong. I mean, you can look at a number of different ways to lose games. Look at Minnesota last year. They won 10 games by one score.
No, they won, I thought, almost all their games by one score.
I thought they only won like 12
games.
Yeah.
I thought they won 13 games last year and had a negative point differential.
Which is crazy.
Which is absolutely insane. But
the ball can bounce. It's an oblong ball that we're dealing with.
That's outlier stuff. Like 7-10 is a truly bad year. That means you're just not a very good football team. You don't go 7-10 because things didn't bounce your way. You go 7-10 because you are decidedly a little bit less than mediocre. And if the 49ers don't have significant injuries, I don't see that as even possible. I don't see that on the table. Maybe this is a better way of sort of saying what I'm getting at. You're right. Kyle's not on the hot seat. I feel like a lot of people would like him to be. I feel like a lot of people are waiting for him to be. And so they are creating a narrative right now that does not exist. And we know exactly where it's coming from. Maybe you want to call it the lunatic fringe. I think there is a portion of the content creator space who feels like I get more views, I get more clicks when we go hot. And so let's go heavy Trey Lance. Let's go heavy Kyle Shanahan. These are the names that get people riled up this offseason. And so there is this low drumbeat of, you're right, Kyle's not on the hot seat. Dun, dun, dun. But he might be. And I'm like, no, he won't. No, he won't. And why do you want him to be? What is that?
That's the part that I struggle with. And like Gabe Kapler, not to talk Giants because they are the epitome of not only mediocrity, but ennui, which is the French word for boredom. They're incredibly dull.
I didn't know
and that. Yes, ENNUI, ennui. You may see it occasionally in your Wordles. It's a 5-letter Wordle, but
still playing Wordle?
No, but it'll pop up. Nor do I do Immaculate Grid. I want to get into it, and every time I try to do an Immaculate Grid, I lose interest.
Well, I can't do it, and then I want to look it up.
Totally. That's about where I am.
I'm just like, I could just Google this. It's too easy to Google it.
Kyle Shanahan is in year 4 of a 6-year deal. He's going to be here through 2025. So playing out the scenario from M. Patel, if they go 7-10, okay, the seat is warm. He's got 2 more years. If he backs that thing up with an 8-9, now we can talk about him being gone. If they have back-to-back bad years and he would go into his 6th and final year under contract off of 2 bad years, which would mean the quarterback is not the dude, then we can talk about hot seat. But that's 2 years down the road, dog.
I actually think, and it may need to be more intricate than that. It's not just that finishing record. It's how do you get there?
Yeah.
And in theory, it would have to be because the quarterback play is very poor. And that's what would get people really riled up about Kyle Shanahan because that's the biggest bugaboo right now. You haven't been able to solidify the quarterback position. For me, it's just a matter of trying to figure out why people are there, right? All I can do right now, I get the story. You and I are here. We talk about this every day. But all I can do is look at the other teams that are in their position. Okay? Let's go with the big five. Let's go with the big five. The big five are the Niners, the Eagles, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Bengals. Those are your top 5 Super Bowl odds teams in the NFL. Nobody is waiting for their coach to fail on those teams. Nobody's doing that. Now, a fair rebuttal to what I'm saying is...
A rebuttal.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, look at the quarterbacks on those 4 teams. So they're all amazing. They're all going to be paid. They're all going to be there for a long time. So those teams are the only 4 who know that they're probably going to be Super Bowl contenders for 7 years. And the 49ers are the outlier in that group. Fair answer, but I'm struck from Brock to Sam to Trey to Nick how this fan base has struggled to sort of rub their hands together at the start of this season. Let's go.
Yeah.
We got good players. We got a good coach. We got a good, and a good. We got a good at every position. But it feels like some people are almost, they're looking at the Niners the way I look at my oldest son when he's got to get to school on time. Like, I'm just like, this probably ain't going to go well. I love you, and you're my guy.
It's 8:09. School starts at 8:30, and you're still in bed.
This is probably not going to go well.
Yeah.
And there's that. Do you agree? There's that somewhere in this soup, and I don't, that misses me.
Yeah, I wonder why some people are more inclined to hope for failure than they are for success. Because the only way Kyle Shanahan loses his job, the only way he doesn't get another contract at the end of the 2024 season is if multiple things go terribly wrong. And if you're a 49er fan, you don't want 2 years to go terribly wrong. You want Brock Purdy to at least be good enough to get you to a playoff berth, and then maybe he's not good enough to win it. Back-to-back years of being close but not getting it done. Kyle Shanahan gets kept. He's done too much with this roster. He's built up too much goodwill with ownership and management. This team has come too far for him to lose the gig based on anything short of 2 disastrous years. And the only way that happens, in my opinion, Mark, is if the quarterback turns out to not be the guy. If Trey Lance somehow finds his way to stardom elsewhere,
well, sure,
and Brock Purdy doesn't do well, and you lose, I mean, these are a lot of ifs and ands. That's the only way he doesn't keep this job.
Let me ask you about your statement, because a lot of people are making it. I'm seeing it on YouTube right now, powered by First NorCal Credit Union.
Well done.
No excuses. You said no excuses. That would, has Kyle made them before?
I don't think he's made excuses.
So why is that the tone? That's what I'm getting at.
Because this team is better than any team he's ever had.
Great. And, fine. Okay, awesome.
Win the damn thing.
So let's play.
Right.
When you say no excuses to a person,
excuses.
When you say that, it's usually because they're a person who makes excuses. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
I want to know why people are coming at this from that angle. There's a negative slant. There's I want Kyle to be on the hot seat. There are people on this chat right now saying that he should be. I want Kyle on the hot seat. I'm tired of the boy genius talk. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. What is it you're tired of? And I'm going to take away the answer of, because we just fell short, because that's life. That's life. They weren't overwhelmingly the best team. They were on the road both of those times, and on one of them they didn't have a quarterback.
Sure.
I don't look at
this. They had the lead against the Rams, Mark.
And
10-point lead against the Rams.
They did. And did he make an excuse? Did he make an excuse after the game?
I don't need him to have made an excuse to say that there are no excuses, because it's a results game, and you have a team that's good enough to win it, so go ahead and win it. Make it to the Super Bowl and win the damn game, because
they agree.
You had a lead against the Chiefs, and you didn't do it. Put down the coffee. Coffee's for closers. You had the lead against LA in the conference championship game, and you didn't do it. Put down the coffee. Coffee's for closers. Last year, I'm going to give you that one and just say there's nothing you could do. Your quarterback got hurt. Your backup quarterback got hurt. Even if Josh Johnson didn't get hurt, I could look at that and say, all right, you're probably not going to beat Philly.
Of course
I
not.
didn't think they were going to beat Philly anyway, Mark. I thought Philly was a better team. So when you lose both quarterbacks, that thing is a wrap, and we'll see you next year. So short of another injury of that magnitude, you've got no reason to not win it. Niner fans are sick and tired of close, almost doesn't count. Shout out Brandy. Get it done. No excuses. That's what I mean. It doesn't mean if they lose that, it's because of this and stuff. No, he doesn't make excuses.
I'm just telling you how I feel, which is the tone that you just used is a tone you use for somebody who is a repeated failure.
Well, repeated failure in getting it done.
If the boss talked to you or me that way, I would feel like we did something wrong. We're in trouble. We got in trouble. Repeated failures.
Right. You know what repeated failures get you in our business?
Fired.
Cardboard box. And I've been there.
So has Kyle Shanahan, I'm just asking questions here, has Kyle Shanahan's last 4 years been repeated failure?
In terms of winning the championship, yes.
Well, yeah, but of course.
No, but that's where the bar is set.
Okay.
And this is where you and I maybe have a difference of standards.
I guess then every coach is on the hot seat.
I didn't say he's on the hot seat.
Well, no, or every coach is now looking at it. Get it done. Get it done. No more excuses. I know what you're saying. They've got the best roster, but do you understand where I'm coming from?
I totally
There's a tone of the fan base is standing over Kyle. Enough of this. Enough of what?
Enough of close, but no cigar. I want the cigar.
Wow, I get that. I want the cigar too. But wow, what a tone to put on someone. There's two ways to look at coming just short. Failure's not the word.
I didn't use the word failure.
I know you're not.
Yeah.
I'm not directing this only at you.
I get it. You're looking at me, and it's feeling kind of personal.
I mean, if I looked away, it'd be weirder, don't you think?
Yeah,
especially
we're
going to have enough of that here. Yeah. There's a tone to this that suggests that he's a big old screw-up. 4 straight years, you screwed up. I don't know, like, a lot of wins.
Sure.
Lots of wins.
23-11 the last 2 regular seasons.
Lots of getting all the way to the end and then not having it click your way. And sure, we can talk about, I didn't like that play or I didn't like this one over here.
Of course.
And that's all fair. I'm here for that. He's not perfect. No one is. But what's that finger wagging tone that so many people want to put over him as we start this year?
It's the tone of expectation. And if you asked him, Kyle Shanahan himself, he would agree with that and stuff. He would say, yeah, I want that same standard. I want to be held to that same standard. And it's not win the Super Bowl or else, because I just said that he's not getting fired, nor should he be fired. He's turned this thing from an absolute dumpster fire into one of the crown jewels in the NFL. You've got a roster that's loaded. You've got a quarterback on a rookie deal. You've got a team and a roster and a construct that is built to win for the next 2 years. So go win.
Yeah.
Go win.
Sure.
And, you know,
of course,
if you lose in the wild card round to Detroit, if Detroit comes to Levi's and beats you in that first weekend in January or the second weekend in January, that's not good enough. If you have Dallas in the second game in the divisional round and you lose, that's not good enough. Now, if you go to the conference championship game at Philly again and you lose a tough game and Philly's just better, you tip your cap. But it still is a disappointment.
Yeah, disappointment is a different word. And on all of those scenarios, and one of the reasons I don't like looking at January and September, I want to know the scenario. What's the scenario? Who's healthy? Who's the favorite in the game? How did the season go? There's a lot of unknown here in areas we think we know. Jose in Oakland here with Willard and Dibs. Hey, Jose, thanks for calling. What's up?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys.
Yeah.
Look, I think the main issue with Kyle, the main issue that most fans have is the fact that he likes to micromanage everything during the game and everyone except himself. And it seems like, I mean, with the exception of last year's loss on the NFC Championship game, he has had issues as far as his play calling. You know, he starts playing aggressive, he's doing great, and all of a sudden he clamps up to a point to where he doesn't want to go for a 4th and 1. He kicks the ball, and that annoys most fans because he brings back memories of Steve Mariucci, with 35 seconds left still on the clock, deciding to go into the locker room. It's like, we don't want that, okay? If you're going to be aggressive all the time. If you're going to be conservative all the time. I mean, would you say that Kyle Shanahan has a better resume than Marty Schottenheimer?
Oh, God, no doubt. Like to me, and again, I've covered teams that where both of those guys have coached. I'd take Kyle over Marty Schottenheimer all day. But Jose, can I come back to you with a question? I'm curious what you even mean by this. You said he micromanages everyone but himself. What do you mean by that? And I'll add, how can a head coach not micromanage a game? And what would that even mean to micromanage himself?
It's okay. It's the fact that he does not give any leeway to the QB to do things. If they're not scripted on his playbook and they're not designed by him, he seems to get annoyed when the quarterback decides to do something else that is not in the playbook. Even if it works out, you never see Kyle Shanahan go up to the quarterback and say, hey, you know what, it didn't work out. I mean, it worked out great. I mean, I saw Andy Reid do that with with Patrick Mahomes.
Jose, how do you know that?
Don't do it again.
How do you know what he says to the guys on the sideline?
You see it all the time, Mark. He always has that sour look on his face. It's like, the guy, when he's on the sideline, you never see him happy. Even when things work out, he always looks like somebody stole his lunch money.
Okay, that's facial expressions. I mean, we've been through that with every athlete in this city, from Brandon Belt to beyond. Jose, I don't know that he's like that on the sideline at all. And I'd also add this. It's funny to me sometimes when people are like, I don't like that Kyle gets annoyed with the quarterback. When the quarterback was Jimmy Garoppolo, you all got annoyed with him. Why can't Kyle? I've got bruises on my body for how much I had to defend Jimmy Garoppolo for 4 years. And Kyle's not allowed to get annoyed with him, but you are? Kyle's the one who's working with him.
Right.
Kyle's the one who watched him not see Kittle down the seam to win the Super Bowl. You didn't get annoyed? I got annoyed.
Yeah. You think Kyle got annoyed? He
Yes.
absolutely got annoyed.
Yes, I do.
And I would imagine he micromanaged himself many times over the fact that he gave him such a whopper of a deal, and Jimmy Garoppolo turned out to not be as good as maybe he would have thought or he would have liked, and so he moved off him. And I don't think that's fair to say that Kyle Shanahan doesn't micromanage himself. I would imagine that he goes home at night after games where they lose and just plays over in his head all the calls that went wrong and the plays that didn't go right.
He has said as much.
Right.
Absolutely.